When this dog was separated from his owners, he went to great lengths to be reunited with them. What this dog did left many in tears. In the search for greener pastures, people do many things. Some of the people that seek opportunities abroad do it through schooling. However, some break rules and illegally cross over to another country, and this is what the woman in this story did. Jennifer and her sister Claren grew up together in Venezuela. However, they decided to seek greener pastures in Mexico. The women made all necessary arrangements to move to another country, and when all was set, they decided they couldn't leave Tommy, their dog, behind. You see, a few months prior, Tommy was a stray who roamed the streets of Venezuela. But despite the exposure to harsh weather and bad living conditions, Tommy was brave and resilient. When Jennifer and Claren found Tommy, he had sores all over his feet. They took him to the veterinarian right away, where they learned he had a deadly bacterial infection. Neither Jennifer nor Claren believed that Tommy would make it, but he did. The moment we picked him up, it was like he knew we were giving him a second chance at life, and he decided to fight. After proper care, Tommy was as healthy as a May morning, and the trio formed a great bond. Tommy would go everywhere with Jennifer and Claren, and he also slept between the two of them every night. Jennifer got so used to sleeping next to Tommy that she couldn't fall asleep without him by her side. So how could they leave such an important part of their lives behind? Initially, Claren thought that traveling with Tommy would be bothersome. What if they weren't allowed into certain spaces because of him? What if he fell sick on the way? Claren feared. However, Jennifer assured her that everything would be fine. Tommy has always been a good boy. He will do just fine, Jennifer told her. Afterward, they made all the preparations and set out for their journey. In an interview, the women said Tommy was very understanding during the trip. When we had enough to eat, he enjoyed the moment, and when there was only little, he was understanding. He didn't get to eat his favorite foods, but from the way he wagged his tail, we could tell he was just so happy that we didn't leave him behind, said Jennifer. According to Claren, he knew we were moving far away from home, and he didn't mind. He was adventurous and sweet. Unfortunately, when they got to the border of Mexico, things went south. The Border Patrol agent stopped Jennifer and Claren. As soon as the officers began talking to the women, Tommy knew they were in trouble and he started barking. While talking to the women, the officers shushed Tommy away, and although he kept a safe distance, he didn't take his eyes off of his favorite humans. I was so scared for Tommy. He was confused and restless, Jennifer said. The situation worsened, and the officers told the women that they would take them to the nearest border station. Just then, Jennifer waved at Tommy and asked him to come, but the officers bluntly said, "He isn't going with us." Jennifer couldn't believe her ears. Who is going to take care of him? What will he eat? Where will he sleep? She almost screamed, but the officers didn't care. "You should have thought of all that before bringing him along," one of them said. By now, Tommy could tell that they were about to separate him from his friends, and he started barking non-stop. His cries were so heartbreaking. It was as if he was begging the officers to change their minds and let him go with Jennifer and Claren. Sadly, the Border Patrol agent did not budge. The agents asked the woman to enter their van, after which they shut the door. As soon as the officers started the engine, Tommy dashed for the car and started running around it. The dog was so scared, and his owners said it was the first time they saw fear written all over him. When the van moved, Tommy still didn't give up, and he chased the van until it was out of sight. As for Jennifer and Claren, all they could do was scream. "We are going to come back for you, baby. Please, be strong." The officers told the women that they would never find Tommy again. They said someone better would pick him up. But is that fair? Animals have rights too, and Tommy didn't deserve to be separated from his family. When Jennifer and Claren got to the border station, they were detained. Eventually, they were released from custody and ordered to appear before an immigration judge. Meanwhile, the two were worried sick over Tommy. They thought about all the things that could have happened to him. They didn't believe they would ever see their dog again. But guess what? Tommy refused to give up on his human friends, and he went in search of them. This doting pup crossed the border back to Venezuela, and he looked for Jennifer and Claren at all the places they had stopped on their way to Mexico. He stopped at some of the shelters they visited. Sadly, he didn't find them there, but he continued looking for them. Jennifer and Claren got in contact with Unificio, a team that helps reunite lost dogs with their owners. The women told the team about everything that had happened, and they promised to reunite them with their dog. The team then posted pictures of Tommy on their social media handles. Luckily, the post received an incredible outpouring of support. Many people shared the post on their timelines. Others messaged Unificio, claiming to have seen the dog in their neighborhood. "I saw this dog a few days ago. He looked so worried and sad. I hope you find him soon. He just kept glancing at everyone as if he was looking for something or someone," was one comment. A few days later, Tommy went to one of the restaurants where he and his owners had stopped to eat, and a beautiful thing happened there. The owner of the restaurant recognized Tommy right away, so he took the dog in and gave him a lot of food. Afterward, he called the team to inform them that he was with the dog. "I have Tommy now and I will keep him safe. Please feel free to pick him up as soon as you can. He is a sweet dog." The team reached out to Jennifer and Claren, and the next day they went to the restaurant to meet the dog. The drive lasted for an hour, but to Jennifer it felt like an eternity. She couldn't wait to see Tommy and tell him how she missed him. She also couldn't wait to hold and kiss him. Finally, the car pulled up in front of the restaurant and everyone stepped out. It was now time to meet Tommy. Immediately after Jennifer and Claren stepped out of the car, they started screaming, "Tommy! Tommy!" The dog, who was inside the restaurant, heard their screams and recognized their voices right away. Filled with excitement, Tommy dashed out of the restaurant and came face to face with his beloved owners, just as they were about to enter the restaurant. It was a very emotional moment, and neither Jennifer nor Claren could hold back their tears. Tommy also wagged his tail happily. He was so happy to finally be reunited with his human mothers. It was such a beautiful moment. Tommy went crazy with excitement. He just kept barking and running around the whole area. He fell but got up and continued running. "I am so proud of him. I'm glad he didn't give up and searched for us. We will never take his loyalty for granted," Jennifer said. For the rest of the day, Tommy refused to leave Jennifer's side. This dog had clearly missed her so much, and of course, it was mutual. Jennifer made up for lost time by snuggling with her beloved dog and giving him all the kisses he deserved. "I am so proud of you. You are the best dog in the world," Jennifer told Tommy as she hugged him. Many people who heard about Tommy's story were moved to tears. "I cried so much because of this tale of love and loyalty. Thanks to the people who helped on social media. I am so glad this furry boy was finally reunited with his owners. He taught us the true meaning of friendship, loyalty, and true love. Thank you." Another person wrote, "I have a confession. This video made me cry, and I had a lump in my throat. There is no other living being more loyal than dogs. The pup's strong desire to be reunited with his family touched my heart. I am so glad that he succeeded in the end. I hope they take care of him and value him." Jennifer and Claren later appeared in court, after which they were deported. The duo went back home with Tommy. In an interview, the women said that they would consider relocating again, but this time they would do it legally. Above all, they were glad that Tommy had found them. I think dogs are the most amazing creatures. They give unconditional love. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please subscribe to the channel for more. See you soon.